everybody. Welcome back to Tammy Talk. So I'm Tammy. We are here today to talk Married at First Sight, Chris versus Johnny, right? Let's find out who's really worse. Before we get started, if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. We are striving, y'all, to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm halfway there. So let's just keep it going. On top of that, if you've been coming back week after week after week, this will be what, the 14th week or so? About 30 or something odd videos, and you are still literally typing in Tammy Talks into the YouTube search browser, shame on you. Go ahead and subscribe, like the video, thumbs up the video, leave some comments down below. The comment section is always very, very, very cool, very chill, very lit at the same time. Always dope conversation in there. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started, y'all. So, this past season, season 13, Houston, has been very, very interesting, very heavy, I should say, very heavy on the villains this season. But one thing I wanted to do was do like a comparison on Johnny from season 13, this season Houston, versus Chris from season 12 when they were in Atlanta. Who is worse? Right? So I posted this question on Twitter and I got a lot of responses that were like, oh, they're about the same. But then there were some responses from people that took it a step further and kind of explained why one was worse than the other. And when I sat back and thought about it, I understand the difference. Now, I'm not one to say who I think is worse. I'll leave that up for you guys to decide. But I just kind of wanted to do a video comparing their different styles of trash, right? So let's get started with Chris. For those of you that did not watch last season, you are new to the Married at First Sight family. Chris was paired up with a woman named Paige. We saw initially from the moment that Paige walked down the aisle, Chris was not attracted to her. So Chris was not attracted to her face, physically her face. They end up consummating their marriage that night, and they end up consummating their marriage that night. And then I don't remember if it was like that night or if it was on the honeymoon. Chris said he was going to get breakfast for the two of them, and he disappeared. It was the night after their wedding because she met with his family. So he disappeared. We didn't see him for a couple of hours. He came back and told her that he had a panic attack. He's stressed because he, doesn't know what he got himself into, and he just really does not like her that way. And we all were like, my God, you just slept with her, but now you're not physically attracted to her. So then Chris tells Paige that he has a baby on the way, that his ex-girlfriend, ex-fiance, I think her name was Mercedes, if I remember correctly, called him while he was on the honeymoon to tell him that she was pregnant. So the season progresses and we end up having this struggle where Chris keeps telling Paige he does not want to be with her. He thinks that he should be with his baby mama because he does not want another man raising his child. But then he would double back and tell Paige that, oh, but I'm scared that I'm like falling for you. When in actuality, he wants to just keep having sex with her. Let's be real with it. We know what that was about. He wanted to keep having sex with her, and that's why he kept doubling back to her. So I feel like on one hand, to me, it was more manipulative because whenever Paige was on her way and we could see the wheels turning and Paige would be kind of thinking, yeah, maybe I should go ahead and step away from this and step away from this marriage, Chris would always do something. He would always come back and say, oh, let's pray together. He would play on her spirituality because Paige was a very spiritual person. So let's pray together. Let's have Bible study together. But then he would turn around and tell her, oh, I just bought my baby mama a new BMW. She needs a car because the baby is coming. He orchestrated a meeting for Paige and Mercedes. I think her name is Mercedes. For Paige and Mercedes to get together. So he felt like they should meet even though he did not want to stay married to Paige. he would tell Pastor Cal how, oh my God, there's so many women in Atlanta, so many beautiful women in Atlanta, and y'all put me with her. Basically implying that Paige was not attractive. Everybody's beautiful to somebody. Okay. So it ends up being like more, to me, like I feel like it was just more manipulative. We got to their decision day, and Chris is crying because he feels like Paige is the woman that he should have been with, but he messed up, that he lost the baby, and it's like, was she really even pregnant? There was some speculation about that as well. So it was a lot of, like I said, a lot of manipulation that is going on with them. To my knowledge, I heard that they were still married. I could be wrong about that as of today, but last I checked, they were like still married. Chris would get on every week on Instagram Live, try to defend himself. So on one hand, Chris was not, I don't think, at least, Chris was verbally abusive to Paige. I think in that aspect, it was more emotional abuse and more manipulation. Let's switch over to this season with Johnny. Johnny is verbally abusive to Bao. He's verbally abusive, and I wouldn't call Bao crazy if she was physically scared of him. So we have seen Johnny like tease Bao because of her snoring. She said that she was not feeling her snoring. She was self-conscious about her snoring. He would kind of bring light to that. He complains about everything that she does. He criticizes everything that she does. He has told Bao and said in front of Bao that he doesn't like her. He didn't want his family to meet her because he doesn't like her. He wishes that he has been married to literally anybody else in the world. He does not want to be married to her. He thinks he does not find her happiness attractive. He has now said that he feels that she is not giving 100% to the marriage. He gets red with anger anytime Bao asks him a question or she asks for clarification on why he feels the way or why he's complaining about something. He asks for clarification on that. He gets red in the face. We've heard him yelling in the back in anger. Sound like he threw something one day. What else has Johnny done? Johnny has basically told her that I don't like having sex. I don't want to have sex with you anymore because it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't feel anything from it. But then he turns around and he'll say on Unfiltered, or he'll say, we'll see previous clips of him saying that he's a big physical touch person, that he loves seeing her in a bikini. Bao has the body type that he likes. So it's kind of like he's verbally abusive to her. So, like, what side of the coin is worse? The manipulation that Chris did to Paige, or the verbal abuse that Johnny's doing to Bao? Johnny is verbally abusive to her. Any chance that he gets, he's yelling, he's sighing at her, he's cutting her down. On top of the fact that he's just blatantly rude to her. There's literally no reason to tell her, I wish I was matched with anyone else in the world. He said it in front of her, but she was right there. There's absolutely no reason to tell her, yeah, you know, we've known each other for 15 years. I've never been attracted to you. That's why we never went on a second date. Like, it's like Johnny is going out of his way to hurt her. He's going out of his way to say things to tear her down. He wants Bao to be hurt. He wants to upset her. He wants his words to cut. He wants his words to have an effect on her mental. It's weird. So, two sides of the coin. Which is worse? Verbal abuse from, what side did I do? Verbal abuse from Johnny or the manipulation from Chris? Chris manipulated Paige. He would make Paige think that, oh no, we could definitely work. We can definitely work together. I just have to figure out where I want to be. I might be falling in love with you, while telling Pastor Cal, you know, you could have picked anybody else for me. Y'all picked her. So I will say that even though Chris did tell Paige initially, or he did tell her at one point that he just was never attracted to her, he would always say he's not physically attracted to her, but he's mentally attracted to her. And it was really just her physical that was holding him back. while that's harsh, that is it. I don't think that's as harsh as Johnny saying, "Oh well, I don't like you, so I don't want my family to be around you." I wish I was married to literally anybody else in the world. Yeah, we could have talked way back then, but I didn't like you then, and I don't like you now. So it is weird. I actually want to do a video on Married at First Sight villains, just all together. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know. Leave some comments down below on who you think has been a villain on Married at First Sight. I can name a bunch of them off the top of my head right now, but let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know which situation do you think is worse, Chris and Paige or Johnny and Bao? I know that Bao has her fair share of faults. I know that, not taken away from that. I'm talking specifically on what Johnny is doing to her that we are seeing on camera versus what Chris did to Paige that we saw on camera. So if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. Check out my other reviews from the past season 13 right now. I might actually go back and do some videos kind of talking about my reactions to some of the past seasons. I don't rock with couples cam. I think it's because I don't want to see home footage of them like holding up their phone and being like, look, look at us. Like, I don't care to see that. If it was with actual cameras and stuff like that, I would be a little more apt to watch couples cam. I also did a video on spoiler alert. This is your thing. Turn off if you don't want to know. But I also did a video on Bao and Zach from season 13 are now dating. Now, we don't know what they said on decision day, right? So we don't know what they said on decision day if they decided to stay with their. We know they both said no on decision day. Let's be real. But we don't know what they said on decision day, if that had an effect on them actually staying with their spouse, and then they linked up afterwards. So go ahead and check that video out. Again, subscribe. Thumbs up the video. I will check y'all later. Peace.